All right, moving on to the welterweight main event between Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal. Now, obviously, a lot of the talk has been around like, these guys used to be best friends at American Top Team, and then a bunch of shit happened, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Now we get here, they fucking hate each other. Masvidal is saying he didn't pay his trainer. I don't know, all this stuff, right? And that's kind of the narrative that the UFC's been selling. And it is, it's fun, right? But what's more interesting to me is how these guys are going to match up stylistically. Colby Covington is obviously much more, I think he's going to have an edge in the wrestling department, especially offensively, right? He'll be able to offensively wrestle better than Jorge will. But Jorge has great takedown defense. Jorge, I think, is going to be smoother on the feet than Colby. But the thing about Colby is he is always keeping volume in your face. And he is a good boxer. Like, he has a very firm understanding of range and everything, head movement. He throws combinations. He has good timing, And despite the fact that he might not have that one-shot knockout power, you definitely get to see that he hurt Usman a couple times in both of the fights that they had, right? He's tough. He can take a shot. Colby Covington is fucking good, man. His cardio is on through the roof, very well-rounded. And he can do two of the most fundamentally important things in MMA, I think, and that's box and wrestle. And he does them both very well, right? The question is going to be, can Jorge keep his back off the cage? Can Jorge keep this fight in open space? Because if they get there, I know that Colby's a good boxer, and Colby will probably try to keep the pressure on him, etc., right? He'll do all this stuff. He'll be crowding him, blah, blah, blah. But if they can keep the fight in open space, if Jorge can keep the fight there, where he has room, I know that Colby's technically sound and all this stuff, but there's like an elegance to the way that Jorge Masvidal throws punches. There's going to be a smoothness there that Colby is just not able to replicate and that I don't think he'll have. The question is going to be, like I said, it all boils down to it's going to boil down to footwork and whether Jorge can connect and keep Colby at the end of his punches. If Colby's able to crowd a space and get into that tight boxing range, he's probably going to look to push Jorge up against the cage and get a relatively boring win. You know what I mean? I don't think he wants to stand in the middle and box with Jorge Masvidal. I think Jorge will start lighting him up. Maybe not, but I think, like I said, there's just a smoothness to the way that Jorge throws stuff. I think Jorge will have an advantage in the striking department. His kicks and everything are thrown a little bit more naturally. Everything comes with a little bit more tenacity and speed and fluidity. A little bit more precision there. But another thing to keep in mind, guys, is if Colby is able to start putting the pressure on Jorge Masvidal, Colby can still fucking crack, right? Like we just said, you saw him hurt Kamaru Usman, and Jorge Masvidal just got knocked out by Usman, and knocked out pretty bad, guys. And sometimes when people get knocked out like that, it's career-changing for them, and their ability to take a punch changes a little bit. So don't be surprised if in this fight, if you see Colby really start putting it on Jorge, if those shots start hurting him. Or if he starts being able to just move his head and defend a little bit less effectively than he used to be able to. He'll be getting hit a little bit more with those shots. Then they'll start rocking him. You know what I mean? It's I think that's a real possibility. I think he might go out. I think Colby Covington wins this fight. I do kind of think he smothers Jorge, and I like the fact that he's a better offensive wrestler and that he'll look to put this fight up against the cage. I think that he's going to be successful in doing that. I just don't think he'll give Masvidal the room that he needs to work with, and I don't think Masvidal will be able to keep up with the volume that he's going to need to keep Colby off of him, right? Unless he lands a shot that hurts Colby and he can knock him out, right, and rock him in some way. But over the course of 5 rounds, if it plays out that way, I don't think that Jorge is going to be able to keep him at bay long enough, and I think Colby's going to eventually crowd the space, push things up against the cage, get into tight boxing situations. But don't be surprised, guys, if he hurts Jorge with one of the punches that he lands, or several of them. Because I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see how Jorge takes a punch, man. I don't want to lay doubt in that or whatever, Jorge Masvidal is the fucking man, tough as fuck, but sometimes when you get finished like that, everyone's human, man. And I know it's Gamebred and all that shit, and he's a bad motherfucker, but you never know. Anyway, though, guys, I'm taking Colby Covington. I think he's going to win a 5-round unanimous decision. I think he's just going to use his wrestling and his boxing, close things off, and get it done that way. But like I said, don't be surprised if those shots start hurting Jorge. That's going to wrap this one up, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much appreciated. Enjoy the fights on Saturday night. Hit the subscribe button if you guys enjoyed. Give it a thumbs up. All that good shit. Let me know who you guys think is going to win. And I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.